There is this village named after a river called Memuda. The river has been a significant part of who they are. The men were fishermen, casting their nets at dawn and returning with boats brimming with gleaming fish. The women are mostly skilled traders, who sold fresh fishes at bustling markets. People from other villages come to Memuda to buy basketfuls of fishes every day. At the end of the day, both the buyers and traders goes home with joy and satisfaction. For as long as the villagers could remember, the river had provided abundantly for them. But one fateful morning, the river grew silent. The fishermen's nets returned empty, with their boats lighter than the breeze. Week after week, the once lively markets bustling with fish traders became scanty of fishes. Traders who would sell many baskets of fishes before could hardly see 20 fishes to sell. Even buyers have to line up to buy a fish for their meal, as no one is allowed to buy more than one. This became a worry not just to the fishermen and the traders but to all the villagers. Seeing as their main source of livelihood vanishes before their eyes was saddening. And no amount of ritual, offering, or prayer seemed to bring back the river's gift. The villagers have heard tales of the mermaids in the river Memuda. While some believed, some waved it away as another children's folktale stories. However, at this time of lack, both the believers and non-believers of the mermaid's tale prayed to the guardian of the river, as it is mostly the villagers' sources of income. But right beneath the surface lay this imaginary kingdom of its own. The hidden kingdom of the river Memuda. A realm ruled by the wise and ancient guardian, King Nero. His magic trident, a source of balance and life for the river, was his most treasured possession. As he neared the end of his reign, King Nero decided it was time to pass the trident to one of his 7 daughters. Each of the daughters except the youngest would do anything to be chosen. But then, it's not in their power to decide. Because the trident had a will of its own. It chose the youngest daughter, Amira, whose heart was as pure as the first drop of rain. Amira was compassionate and selfless, often sneaking away to watch the humans above and admire their hard work. Her 6 older sisters, vain and greedy, were furious. They believed the trident's power should be theirs, and plotted to oppose Amira's ascension. "Father, this is a mistake," Kaida, the eldest, protested. "Amira is too weak to wield such power. The trident belongs to me." "Amira does not deserve it," says Lyria. "The trident should belong to someone like me." But the trident's decision was final. King Nero handed it to Amira, saying, "Use this wisely, my child. The river's future rests in your hands now." As Amira accepted the trident, a powerful glow surrounded her, signifying her role as the new guardian. Her sisters, however, refused to accept this. So, one by one, they plotted to take the trident from her. Kaida, gifted with the power of storm, was the first to strike. She summoned violent whirlpools to trap Amira and force her to surrender the trident. But Amira, guided by the trident's wisdom, calmed the waters with a single touch. Kaida's whirlpools dissolved into gentle ripples, and she retreated in fury. Next came Lyria, whose voice could hallucinate and control others, and the most determined amongst all, to wield the power of the trident. She lured Amira into a cavern, singing a melody meant to ensnare her mind, thinking it's her betrothed. Amira has entered into the cavern, when she realized it was her sister, Lyria. She has already succumbed to defeat, when unexpectedly, her pure heart shielded her from the spell, and the trident amplified her voice, breaking Lyria's enchantment. Lyria fled, humiliated but determined to try one more time. Before Amira could reach her chamber, Lyria, who hid behind a reef, had seen her and transformed into their mother immediately. Lyria knew it was that time of the year, when the spirit of their mother visits them. And how her little sister, who adorned their mother, would be eager to show her the mantle of guardianship. Unfortunately for Lyria, upon touching the trident, her spell was exposed, and Amira knew it wasn't her mother. Lyria felt even more ashamed, knowing that she tried twice and failed. The next day, Amira was very tired from wielding the power of the trident, and then decided to rest. From resting, she slept off instead. Meanwhile, the third sister, Marin, who wields the power of shadows, have been following her secretly all day. She tried to steal the trident by sending dark tendrils to snatch it while Amira slept. But the trident's light banished the shadows, forcing Marin to retreat into the depths. The fourth sister, Tyra, controlled fire, a rare and volatile power under the sea. With a flick of her tail, she unleashed flames that burned even in water. Their heat making the currents boil. Amira felt the intensity. The river, growing almost unbearable. But instead of fighting fire with force, she used the trident power to create a protective bubble of cool, refreshing water around herself. Tyra's flames sputtered out, leaving her powerless and fuming. The next day and the day after, the two other remaining sisters insisted they try their luck in capturing the trident. The fifth sister is Kaline, the mistress of ice, whose icy breath could freeze anything it touched. She turned the water around Amira into solid crystal, trapping her in an unyielding cage. Amira shivered as frost crept toward the trident. Yet she remained calm, channeling the warmth of her heart into the trident. A radiant wave of energy melted the ice, freeing her and leaving Kaline to retreat in defeat. The sixth sister, Eris, was the trickster. Skilled in creating illusions, so convincing they could drive even the wisest into madness. She conjured visions of chaos, the river drying up, the villagers starving, and the trident shattering in Amira's hands. The images swirled around her, overwhelming and painful. But Amira knew this could be one of her sister's tricks again. So she clutched the trident tightly, letting its light dispel the falsehoods. She whispered softly, "The truth is stronger than any lie." The illusions dissolved, and Eris fled in shame like others. One by one, the sisters' attempts failed. Their powers unable to overcome Amira's courage, kindness, and unshakable bond with the trident. Each trial only strengthened her resolve and proved her rightful place as the guardian of the river. Realizing her sisters would never stop, Amira sought guidance from her father. "I wish to unite my family, not have them fight me," she said. Her father smiled. True strength lies not in power, but in love and understanding. Use the trident to protect not only the river, but the hearts of your sisters as well. As Amira fully embraced her new role, she sensed the despair of the villagers above. She learned from the currents that her sisters had cursed the river in their anger, driving the fishes away to distant waters. Amira's heart ached for the struggling people of Memuda. Against her sister's wishes and the traditions of her kind, she decided to act. One moonlit night, as the villagers sat in silence, mourning their misfortune, the river began to shimmer. Amira emerged, her tail gleaming and hair with the brilliance of 1,000 pearls. The villagers froze in awe. "I am Amira, the new guardian of this river," she announced in a melodic voice. "Your hardships have not gone unnoticed. I will restore the river's bounty, but you must promise to continue treating it with respect and gratitude." With a wave of her trident, Amira summoned the fishes back to the river. The water steamed with life once more, and the fisherman's net overflowed. The women were already collecting fishes for the next day's sales. Everyone was happy and can't wait till morning. The villagers rejoiced and sang praises to the mysterious guardian all night long. From that day on, Amira watched over Memuda, ensuring the river thrived. Her sisters, humbled by the courage and kindness of their youngest sibling, eventually abandoned their envy and supported her reign. The people of Memuda's bond with the river deepened. And the villagers never forgot the kind-hearted mermaid, who brought life back to their waters. Amira felt at peace and satisfied that above, the villagers of Memuda rejoiced as their nets overflowed once more. Below, their kingdom thrived under her reign. And most importantly, she sensed a beacon of harmony and hope for all.
Thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe.